Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2023, and you are in I believe it's the 18th. Did I get it right? Yes, Monday, September 18th, 2003. Welcome to the Java Cafe. We are here this morning. It is traditionally Mental Health Monday, but as you know, we are rebranding. Don't forget, just about 2 weeks from today, you'll see some different things, a different aesthetic here in the Java Cafe. We'll talk more about that later. But for Mental Health Monday, we're kind of switching things and we're talking from a different perspective. Have a young man with us that's going to talk with us about solar energy and the equity of it, the potential economic boost for communities of color, rather also jobs in this space. And so we're going to talk with Frank in just a few moments, but we're going to ask you to share this information. So for those of you that are homeowners that may be interested in solar energy or looking to switch careers, we know the economy is very interesting right now. So, and I know most of you, I haven't even looked at the comments yet. We'll get on the birthday weekend and Saturday and stuff like that after we chat with Frank. But without further ado, I would like to present to some and introduce to others Frank Lowenstein from Shine, Climate Culture Boston for Rare. But I am looking at the website and I also see the Shine pilot program is what we're going to talk about today. So Frank, welcome. Thank you for being here with us this morning. And please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and why or how you landed in this work around climate change, equity, and energy. Welcome to the Java Cafe, sir.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for referring to me as a young man too.
I love when people say that about me as well.
So I'm Frank Lowenstein. I work for an organization called RARE, and specifically our Climate Culture Boston program that's trying to make climate behaviors the more accessible to people, make it the new social norm to try and help all of us. And our SHINE program, which stands for Solar Helping Ignite Neighborhood Economies, is a program we're just rolling out together with a number of local partners. I'll get into that whenever you like, to bring solar behaviors, solar energy within reach of everyone. But before we get into it, I want to just take off on your Mental Health Monday for just a second.
Go ahead. I would not be mad.
So for me, and I think for many people, with all the weird weather we've been having, the 11 inches of rain in like 3 hours in Leominster just last week, the atmospheric rivers, whoever heard of atmospheric rivers, fire tornadoes, we have all this new stuff coming at us. And, we know that it's going to get worse, right? We know that right now we're living in the most stable climate any of us are going to see for the rest of our lives, because climate change is happening. It's continuous. It's progressive. It's progressive in the sense that it's progressing. It's regressive in the sense that it hits lower income communities harder. So for me, taking action on climate change is all about mental health. It's about helping all of us to not only protect ourselves and our families from some really nasty stuff that could come our way down in the future, but action is hope. It's about, how do we come together and help each other to towards better mental health.
It definitely, thank you for the correlation there, and it's something that I was thinking about trying to do, and you did it for me, and so I definitely appreciate that because I mean, is okay. Let's talk about mental health. I had an event planned this weekend. This is all the intersectionality is really there. There were a lot of events, big DJs coming to Boston, big events,
Mhm.
festivals, and whatnot. And anybody that's an event planner, anybody that's planning, anybody that got babysitters, anybody that made plans to go to these events on this weekend was sitting in sort of a valley of decision because Hurricane Lee was doing its thing. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's an influence there. And so the correlation between mental health is not that far fetched in the fact that folks could be stressed about plans. But on a bigger, more important level, our children, ourselves
Mhm.
20 years from now, what are things going to look like? Atmospheric rivers. I mean, that is just, you know, that is basically for those that may not understand that term, that is a temporary river that is caused by things that are happening in the atmosphere, such as torrential rain, downpours. I saw footage from Atlanta where buildings were flooded from the hurricane and things like that. So is definitely relevant. I want to ask you, Frank. There is, there's always a movement for equity. Where is Shines, or how is equity, or where does equity play in the whole Shine program? I see you have community partners, ABCD, long community partner. They've been the LIHEAP, the I forgot what that stands for, heating environment. That's the program that helps folks pay their energy bills. And so, can you talk a little bit about either Climate Culture Boston for Rare or Shine? Where is the equity in that, ensuring, for example, like today, getting information out? Talk to us about equity.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, when people think about, so let me start a little bit earlier.
Go ahead.
Rare's been around 50 years.
Okay.
I've only been with them a couple of years. I've worked on climate change for a number of other organizations beforehand. I'm super excited to be at Rare because of what their expertise is. Rare's expertise is about human behavior and how do you get people to adopt behaviors that they want to do? And how do you get them to do it not just as individuals, but as a community for collective impact? So we've done that in 500 behavior change campaigns around the world, 60 countries. Climate Culture Boston is our first program to do that here in the United States. So we started up a couple of years ago, and the research was already done. What are the highest impact behaviors? And I took a look at it, and I was like, well, these are great, but these are, you could think that these aren't for everyone.
Mhm.
It's because, there's like get solar energy and, make your next car an electric. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, how many people in Dorchester and Roxbury and some other low income neighborhoods are going to be able to do this? You mentioned, people should follow or call in if they're maybe want to get it on their roof. Well, what about people who don't own the roof? Or maybe their roof is shaded by a tall building next door. Well, it turns out there's a solution to that. You don't actually have to own your roof to get solar anymore. You don't have to have anything on your roof at all. There's this program called Community Solar. The state passed legislation that permits it, and you can now sign up for it. You can go to the anyone can sign up for it. You can go to the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center, and they have a whole page where you can look up your zip code and see which solar facilities you could subscribe to. You're essentially renting part of a solar facility somewhere else.
Okay.
And you save money doing it, or you should save money doing it. There's a few companies out there that unfortunately try and exploit you and charge you a higher rate. And guess where those companies are doing the most of their work?
I don't know, Frank. Where do they have the best outreach? Where?
Yeah, those exploitative companies are really hitting hard to low-income communities. And I think they're counting on people not having the information they should have.
And this is and Teresa, thank you for Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP. Thank you so much. You said so much there. And again, I love how you correlate and bring the correlation, for lack of better words, into this space around climate change. There are people that have an appreciation for the earth. There's a large Christian population within the Java Cafe, and there is a tenet of taking care of the earth and being good stewards. But some people recycle, some people do the composting or different things like that, but they may not have the ability. You talk about predatory solar energy companies. Let's just reframe it like that. You say exploitive, I say those that are predators.
Yeah.
And so this is one of
Yeah.
the reasons why this platform exists, this type of information, because folks don't know. And the predators are doing well, and Shine, shout out to Shine and others for trying to ensure that communities of color have this information. You don't, and I love how you said, but what about the people that don't own their roof? And a couple of other things you said there. I'm gonna have to go back and replay and extract and watch, because that was pretty good there. And so, what is it that Shine is doing? Rare has been around for 50 years. That is the sort of parent agency, I believe, that is partnering with community agencies like ABCD.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other partners, Frank, if off the top of your head, that you're partnering with in the community?
Children's Services of Roxbury is a close partner.
Yep.
Resonant Energy, which does installs community solar facilities and solar facilities for nonprofits.
Okay.
They did the solar facility on Mariama White Hammond's church's roof.
She has been on here and talked about this and different things like that. So it's interesting to hear you mention her.
We're working with the Power Core program that her office has started up in the city. We're working with the Fairmont Indigo CDC Collaborative.
Okay.
Down more towards Mattapan and
Yep.
Hyde Park.
Yep.
It seems to me that I'm forgetting someone.
Yeah, I mean, those are a few definitely partners that have been established in communities of color for years. And so that speaks to the partnership piece. What are the benefits of signing on? There is the advantage of taking advantage of what's out there for solar energy. I'm presuming there is an economic impact.
Yeah. So the whole the basic idea about that we came to the community with Shine is, okay, so the traditional picture of solar energy is you're going to go out, you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars, and you're going to have solar panels on your roof. And what if you don't have your own roof? What if you don't have tens of thousands of dollars to lay out? Even if you make money back in a few years, you still got to have that on the front end. How do we do it differently? So what Shine is it's a set of 4 interconnected initiatives to bring solar to the community in a way that'll work for the community and that will actually be economic development. So from the community's point of view, it starts with job training. How do you help people get into the solar industry? The state says we need 38,000 more green energy employees by 2030. 2030 is not very far away.
So wait a minute, say that number again.
38,000 new jobs.
In the state of Massachusetts?
Just in the state of Massachusetts, just in green energy. That's what the state says they need in order to meet their goals for 2025 and 2030. So heck, some of those jobs ought to come to people who need the jobs. So that. Go ahead.
Keep going. No, you're good. You said heck, and that just kind of sparks it. Come on, let's keep going. I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah. So, and I love that you put part of our website up here. Thank you. So the second piece is reduce the utility bills. So for these same communities where we're drawing the trainees to bring them into the green energy economy, we also want to help lower the utility bills for these communities. Now, people can sign up for community solar today, but I mentioned there's some predatory companies out there. How do you know that you're signing up with someone who's going to actually save you money and not
take advantage of you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, when we talk about systemic racism, that means it's everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Even in everything. Hold on. Even in clean energy. I just need to that. Okay, sorry.
Definitely. When you look at the history of who's been able to go into the clean energy field, when you look at where the clean energy has been deployed. And, if you think about it, if all the rich people, if all the largely white, more white suburbs of Boston all sign up for solar energy, and they all get off of they're not heating their house with gas or with oil anymore, who's paying the whole cost of the infrastructure, the gas pipelines, the oil trucks, and everything? It's the people who are left behind. So Shine is about making sure that we don't leave communities behind.
Okay. Next slide. No, sir.
Yeah. So we want to help people sign up for community solar, and we want to do it in a way so that people will know they're signing up for reputable community solar. We also, part of it is building more community solar in the community. We're working with Children's Services of Roxbury to see if we can't put the first facility on their headquarters in Nubian Square. And the purpose of this both is to provide a little more energy and to reduce the stress on the electric grid by having dispersed energy. You probably know this better than me, but summer 2022, when we were having that huge heat wave, the only place in the Boston area where the grid went down and people's fans and air conditioners quit working was Dorchester. It's like more systemic racism. Where is the grid not working? Oh, and by the way, the 3 swimming pools, the DCR pools in Dorchester, were all closed that week for, I think, repairs. So, it's like, give me a break, or give the community a break. Anyway,
yes, sir.
By having these local facilities like this one on Children's Services of Roxbury, which we hope will just be the first of several, it makes the presence of community solar more tangible to people. People see it. They see the solar facility. They're like, oh, that's what that means. And then they're hearing about it from hopefully from their neighbors who've gone through the job training program and now have jobs doing the work. And so it's sort of creating not only local pride, but also sort of a local program, a program that people can trust. So that's really what we're aiming for. The fourth piece, which I will admit we haven't fleshed out as well yet. This is all brand new. We just got within the last 6 months, we've just received both federal and state funding to bring this program to the community. And the state has been particularly supportive. Mass Clean Energy Center has been great. And their head, Jennifer DeLucio, Secretary Tepper of Energy and Environment, they've been really supportive of this program. So that's wonderful.
I wanted to mention to you as well, I don't know if you have a relationship with BECMA yet, the Black Economic Council of Massachusetts. They have,
no, but I'd love to.
I'll do that connection with you and Nicole and their team there. But there's a whole movement for small businesses and support that want to go in the EV industry. They've done training, given stipends to those that want to do that. And so I'll help make that connection between you and Nicole. And that's also a great partner to have in this space, because I'm sure both of you share some commonality in policy and legislation around equity in the clean energy space. So I'll make that connection with you and Nicole. Absolutely.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes,
we are hoping as we work with Resonant Energy, which will be actually doing the energy development on these nonprofit roofs in the community. Yep. They have a relationship with some minority and women-owned business enterprises, as they're called.
Yes.
And so we're hoping that those will be the people actually doing the construction. And then we're hoping to work to build in incentives so that people coming out of the job training program will be preferred employees for building the facilities in the community.
Absolutely.
The last piece of Shine that we haven't figured out how to do it yet, but we're going to, is how do we sort of get to more electrified mobility for people? Okay. The city of Denver has done just an amazing job with making e-bikes and e-scooters not only more affordable, but more useful to people for getting around. There's a group out of Framingham, EV Good to Go, which is another partner that works on EV, electric vehicle car sharing programs. So like Zipcar, but instead of renting a gas car, you're renting an electric vehicle that you can just plug in wherever you go. And so which as the price of gasoline has been kind of high, it's come down a little. That's nice if you're not having to pay for the gasoline. But we're still figuring that out. The state's still figuring that out. The climate bill that passed in 2022 included great incentives for electric bikes, and particularly for low-income folks. There were really, really good incentives that will let you get an e-bike for $300 or even $100, depending on your income level. But they haven't rolled out. The legislature passed it, but hasn't gotten rolled out yet. But our thought is, well, great, you have an e-bike. Are you going to carry your 50-pound e-bike up 3 flights of steps to charge it, or even pull the 20-pound battery out of it and carry it up 3 flights of steps to charge it? Maybe we could have bike storage and charging at the places where there's community solar being generated. And,
it just makes a lot of this, Frank, comes from you, the way it's presented, where it just makes sense. It's a very almost, and I don't know, I know you don't mean to be disrespectful to folks, but it's almost like a duh. So it is. That's, some of the things that you've said is just it just really makes sense. And I mean, when we talk about economy, equity and things like that, for some, it does make sense. And that's why they fight against it. But
yeah. Well, so when we pulled together all these partners that I've mentioned and a few more, Energy Allies, for example, to sort of say, what should we do? And this was October of last year. We pulled together, my partner in arms, Olivia Gomez, who unfortunately has just decided to take advantage of being in her 20s to go do a long trek and raise money for a cause she believes in. So she's just left her role, but she was my close partner in designing all of this. She and I did a bunch of interviews with local community members, community organizations, CDCs, to sort of hear what were people's concerns and what was holding things back. And then last October, we brought together all these partners to say, how can we design a program that could do all this? And, so I just want to credit all those partners had a voice in putting this together. And
very important.
Yeah. So
very, very important.
It's not RARE's playing a convening role more than anything else. And then we'll bring our behavior science to help make it effective.
Absolutely. I wanted, Frank, before we get ready to wrap up, I just wanted to make sure that folks had the information. I just put a hyperlink in the comments is the best way to follow up and get information on a very layman's, beginner's level for someone that's watching today that cares about the environment, that wants to tap into Shine. Obviously, the website is there. What is the average viewer's first move that you would recommend to take advantage of this program?
So it kind of depends where people are.
Okay.
Again, I did want to just say, community solar is something you can sign up for today. Okay. It takes 5 minutes. It should, if you're getting the right deal, it should save you about 20% on your electricity bill starting tomorrow. The city of Boston has done a great job with its community aggregation program. Everyone should be signed up for that. And then you should be looking for 20% discount below that when you're comparing rates. So that's one thing. And then Action for Boston Community Development is going to be rolling out the recruiting for the job training. So if that's of interest, watch for that in the next probably somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks.
Okay. Can you make sure that Anissa, who I believe Molly has been in communication with, can you make sure we get whatever flyers that come out so we can share that information? And if you want to liaise, I know some folks, actually we have their president. We're in the process of trying to get them to come on soon. And so
Sharon Scott Chandler.
Yes. Yeah. So please at some point nudge us she can mention that as well. That be a part of the actual interview there. And also just on a note, don't forget churches. Pastor Marion was mentioning, when you talk about nonprofits taking advantage of the solar, I think that's a good opportunity for the faith community as well, and tapping into them to get the information out, which I'm sure you already know. And so it is taking advantage. Again, I'm just trying to find on the website where would generally directing folks to the website is always the best move. But is there a particular
if you go to the easy link is rare.org/Boston.
Oh.
And then if you scroll down on that page, there's an action hub. You can go to the action hub. That'll take you to the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center's page about how to sign up for community solar. Okay. The job training piece, I don't think we have a web page up yet where you can sign up for that. That'll probably be on ABCD's website, abcdboston.org.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to make sure that we got the right. So this is where you go to sign up to get information. You'll be in touch with us about the ABCD portion. Sharon is scheduled to come on, or in the process of being scheduled to come on. So somewhere between the emails and me connecting you with Nicole, we'll get a nudge to make sure that Sharon and I talk about that when she comes on as well, make reference to this. Is there anything, Frank, that we missed? I see that there was a festival yesterday.
It was supposed to be, you mean the South Boston Street Festival?
Yeah.
Yeah. They postponed it till next weekend, next Saturday, the
because
23rd.
of why?
The hurricane.
We'll just leave that right there.
Yeah.
But no, Frank, I appreciate you coming in and sharing this information with us. Please keep us abreast. You have the email address of any actions that are coming up, any policy where, folks need to make phone calls to their legislators. Please keep us abreast of those so we can share that information as well out with the community and prompt them along with the other community partners. Please consider us one as well to make sure information is getting out and outreach and anything like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
I appreciate you. Give Molly
for inspiring me to have my coffee cup at the ready.
We got our Java this morning.
Indeed.
We need to percolate this topic. So please keep us abreast, sir. And we'll make sure that we do our best to get the information. And Anissa is in this morning saying thank you as well. So, and thank Molly as well for handling the logistics to get you here. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And thanks to all of your team. So
absolutely. Thank you, brother. We will be in contact.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. So folks, that was some great information. This is, listen, I can't reiterate it enough. And every once in a while, it just, we get these reminders. And I'll be honest, as someone that sits here and watches numbers and watches the comments, I'm like, it's I know and see the benefit of sharing this information. And sometimes right off, folks might tune in and be like, climate change, what, solar, who? And let's just be authentic. James has an older white male up on here. What are they talking about? But you see, first of all, Frank was funny. He said, where's the comment? Frank said, where's he at? Frank said, heck, some of those jobs need to, and I didn't even let him finish because I knew where he was going. But I love how he delivered a couple of things. And he really did have like this why don't folks get it, that it makes sense to do it like this? So I appreciate him coming in. This is why we have these type of conversations. Who's going to walk out of here and get more information, share with someone, save some money, aware of the predator. So if someone else approaches you, we now know that there are predatory solar people out there trying to take advantage of us. He talked about all of this is important. We were on Friday with Ramilda and Carlos, and what happened? Electricity went out. He talked about, anyway, if you're just coming on, go back and watch. And it's important to think about the equity of solar energy and clean energy. And that's where he got me too. When he talked about systemic things and structures and racism, and he said it exists everywhere. I said, in clean energy? Anyway, we're going to get ready to wrap up. Dina, what's up, sister? Good to see you in the room. Thank you so much. No matter what it is, there's always some. Thank you, Dina. Yeah. Thank you. Y'all know I'm birthday, anniversary, I get very impact is always on me. So speaking of that, hey Nicole, good to see you in the room. Let me just do some greetings real quick. Pastor Marion, Sister Debbie, Mama Java, Vaughn, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the room. Erin, my sister, Leslie, Anissa, Miss Teresa, Rob, my brother, is in the room. Opal, good morning to you. Nikki, Sharon Cornelius, good morning. I think I got everyone that is. Daryl, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Okay, I caught up with everybody this morning. Great information. Leslie, good morning to you. Leslie and Teresa. Leslie gave me a book of jokes for my birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that over the last couple of weeks, I think this is someone asked me, okay, so are you celebrating the whole month? Like what's going on? Thank you to everyone that sent gifts, cash apps, greetings on Facebook, text to say happy birthday, tangible gifts, wonderful tote and carry gifts, wonderful Burberry gifts, gift cards, all of that. You all don't. One thing that Bishop Bragg instilled in me, and I often can hear him saying it, is folks don't have to be nice. They don't have to be. And so I appreciate every one of you that forwarded messages. Anissa, I got to get that PowerPoint. Anissa messed me up on Saturday, and she put up a PowerPoint where people that could make it or couldn't make it to either one of the events, and I'll talk about that in a minute, sent greetings and salutations and well wishes. And I'm standing there in front of the screen like just at one point, I thought I was going to tear up. I got through the weekend, y'all. I did not cry once. I almost did, but I did not cry once. But thank you to the team, Anissa, Anthony, Aaron, Richie, Asia, Howard. Who's the new brother that's part of the Davis system that I met the other night? Ton, Mother. I was going to say Mother Davis, Mother Douglas. I got to thank the venue, Black-owned business, Joey, Travis that was there as well, the DJ Jeff 2 times. We are going to put up a post of all the Black-owned businesses. Every business that we employed over the weekend was Black. The balloons, the DJ, the food, the desserts. It was just amazing. And so the team and I will figure out how to put a little post and recap together. But thank all of you that were there. Thank all of you for the gifts and everything. It is much, much, much appreciated. And don't forget, here go Leslie. Don't forget to go check out Leslie at orangistic.com. You can find the book that she gave me for there or on Amazon. You better go ahead with the plug. Leslie in the room. Love you, Ma, as well. UCB members, y'all get an hour today. It's over 9:30. Sharon, I'm actually meeting with and Jen told somebody else mentioned Eric to me, or maybe it was you, Sharon. I'm meeting with Eric this week. And so we'll talk about further partnership and intentionality. And thank you, Sharon, for making that relationship for Java with Jimmy to y'all get points for watching. Y'all get a whole hour today. And no, I'm not letting y'all get an hour and a half. We're not on here till 10 o'clock or 10:01. Y'all have a wonderful day. We will be back tomorrow talking with a local rapper by the name of Suryo. He's a young man that had life experience. I believe this is right, Anissa. He's a young man that had part of his story is being in a foster home. He is taking his celebrity and using it to raise funds for this foster home. And so he will be with us tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Testimony Tuesday. So apropos. And so please plan on joining us tomorrow. There'll be a lot of folks in the room with this young man. He was a great is a great young man and has a solid foundation. And so we're going to hear from him tomorrow. Thank you, Anissa. I'm doing better. And I really got to lift this sister because she's with the Davis system, but they've Anissa's taken the lead in handling me, and it's a lot. And so from flyers, schedule, social media, planning 3 events with everything that's coming up. WGBH also talking about what we're doing in October for Java with Jimmy, the rebrand. And then my last minute, hey, can I ask this? Or hey, and so Anissa, I love and appreciate you. Also, interestingly, so in the vein of that, ABMI, which is Anissa's company, starting in October, she's going to identify here and there. We haven't figured out the details of it, but once a month, Anissa is going to gift someone a gift card through ABMI, and so even in that, Anissa, we love and appreciate you. My mother said, I want to make sure my daughter's name is Anissa as well. Ma, that's just a little bit shady. I know it's a typo, but can't wait to see Davis Systemic in your merch. That impact of the Davis system. Whatever, Ma. I love you. You got a connection to Miss Teresa, and she checks with me when you be trying to order stuff. But no, listen, we've seen the impact. Ma says she's in agreement with me, Anissa. Really, thank you. The Davis system and Anissa. I know, Ma, system. All right, I'm getting off of here, everyone. We'll see you with Suriel tomorrow. Please plan to join us. Tashad, what was fast? You saying today was a fast show? Hopefully not, but Miss Teresa said, "Oh, Jimmy, I hope you know how much you mean to our community and to me and my family, especially." Oh, Miss Teresa, love you, and appreciate you. Thank you for popping up on Sunday. Y'all, Mom went and did y'all little thing and had Ma out late. Anyway, I'm getting off of here. Y'all have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Serial, talking about a little bit of his life story and the fundraiser he's doing for the foster home. That's a part of his life story. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. And remember, as it's Mental Health Monday, and I love how Frank tied that in, think right now, how do you feel today? I know it seems a little gloomy out and it's raining. We got this little backlash of Hurricane Lee or whatever it is, but be mindful of your mental health.